Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School.
But before we begin, let me inform you few things about us. DevOps School is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
Okay, guys. So now Terraform Workspace. Now, guys, let me ask you one thing. Workspace means what? Think about it. Workspace means what? All of you? Hello? Guys, all of you request you to focus on it. It's a very important topic. So what is a workspace?
It's like a dedicated space for some.
See, workspace. Yeah, correct. Workspace is something like your workspace, my workspace. Workspace means the place where you work. You work. What kind of work? Coding work, right? You do the coding, I do the coding, everyone else will do the coding. I do the coding, I'll tell you the my directory, which is consistent from last 10 years minimum. Okay, and that is C, Rajesh all and workspace. That's my workspace. That's where I write the code. So all of you must be having some favorite place to write a code. So that's called workspace. Now coming back to the Terraform workspace. So guys, here we are writing a code for the Terraform using Terraform. So where is my workspace? So of course you know that the workspace will be a place where you have a Terraform code, correct? Don't you think so? The workspace, Terraform workspace, will be the place where you are having the code, Terraform code, the one which you are running from last 2 to 3 days. So that's called workspace. So now you must be thinking, what's the big deal about it? What are we going to do about it? So let me ask you one thing, guys. A few questions I will ask, and you have to tell me wisely. Let me ask you one thing. Let's say you run the module today. Yesterday you run the root module. Today you run the root plus this one child modules also. Different modules you run it. You created your own module. You downloaded to someone else modules. You run it all this thing. So now tell me one thing. How many state file which got created when you run the module? When you run the Terraform code, how many state files got created? All of you?
Only one.
Only one, correct? So that means state file is only one for the one project. Agree with me?
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. Now, guys, let me ask you one more thing. Same code you want to run. Same. Understand that. I'm saying not to change workspace. Okay. I'm saying same code, same workspace, same path. I want to use for 3 environment. I'm giving you an example. What environment? First, I will deploy the code to dev environment. My code is working. My code is working. Then I'll deploy to the testing environment. Okay, there also my code is working. Then if I'm sure about it, everything, then I will deploy the code to the production environment. So tell me one thing. Every time you run the program, changing the different environment, okay, different environment, probably you are changing the VPC ID or something like that. Okay, so every time first you run the development, you got the state file for development. Now when you run the QA, you know what state file for the development will be deleted and replaced with QA. Don't you think so?
Yes.
And when you next time when you run the production, then same state file will be replaced with the production. So that means the problem here is, see, my environments are 3, so I should have a state file 3. But the problem is, if I use the same workspace, same path, and same code, so state file will be only 1. I cannot manage my multiple state file. That is a problem. Then you'll say, Rajesh, I'll do one thing. I'll create a 3 directory. I'll create a one dev directory, one QA directory, and one production directory. and I will do it, manage the state file separately. Yes, you can do that. That's a great idea. But you know what? If you change the development code, then you have to modify the QA code also and production code also. This is like a tedious work. Right now, you are hardly playing with 100 lines of code. But in reality, you'll have a thousands and thousands lines of code for entire infrastructure. So then it will become tedious. Which line you modify, which resources you modify, which file you modify, which variable you modify, which output values you modify. All this thing will get a messed up. So can we have only one directory, only one code? I should deploy this code to the 3 environment, but also not one state file, 3 state file I should have as per my discussion. So what I'm trying to say, did you understand the problem? And did you understand the suggested solutions, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, that's where the Terraform workspace will help you. So Terraform workspace, look at this here. Okay, see that root modules, different modules again, but state files only one. That's a problem. State files, which is only one TF state files. So you are applying this module to the different environment, right? Different environments. So how do you handle it? So look at this here. This, I don't know whether it's visible or not, this image. This pop-up is suddenly is coming up. It's gone. So look at this image. Okay. So you have a multiple Terraform code. You run it, changing the environment variables. So the code will go, and this is a workspace actually. So code you'll deploy for the prod environment, test environment, production development environment. So in that case, workspace will manage three vars file and 3 state file actually. So one file which you have for production, one for the development, one for the test, and 3 test file will be managed. Code will be same. See, the code is same. Only the variable files you can keep it separate, which you want to call it for the production and test and develop. Okay, so here, look at this here, same image. So you have a same code, and you are able to run the development, UAT, production, and so on. Look at these different pictures here. You are having the same code, okay, and you are running the development, pre-production, and production, and this different environment, different accounts, AWS accounts, variables are different, so you can keep it like that. So what is a workspace? So workspace is a way to manage the multiple environment, state file command, state file storage, folder structure, and common patterns. Okay, so now here, if you see that, look at this, the code is same, and you change that, apply that to the different environment, different states, variable you're passing, you have done it already, that kind of stuff. So done. Now project structure, I'll explain it to you. Probably this image, probably you won't understand too much until I show you. So what I'll do, I'll go into the coding, so that way it will be better way. So this way you will have a more and better understanding for Terraform. This is the reference material, you can use it, and so on. So now the first thing, remember that only one thing, workspace is for keeping a var file and state file separate. That's all. Something like a var file and state file for environment. This environment is just example, dev, QA, and production. Okay, so how do we do that? I'll tell you, very simple thing. So guys, I'll go to my code, which is inside my C drive, Rajesh Hall, workspace, Azure. So I'll go to the first projects. Okay, this is the first project. I'll just make it simple. So go to where's a bash actually? Here it is. So here, now I'll run the one command which is called Terraform Workspace. Okay. So let me run this command, enter. And here it says, hey, your command is not clear, not complete. So here is saying, hey, either you pass the new workspace, which I don't want to create, show the workspace, you select the workspace and delete the workspace, list the workspace. List is a little easy for me to understand right now. See, default is coming. Now, guys, I'll tell you in a simple way. Have you worked in the Git? And when you work in the Git, you always work with the branches. Which is a default branch for the Git? Anyone remember that? Default branch for the Git? Main.
Master.
Master. Main. Yeah, both are correct, by the way. Both are correct. Earlier, it used to be master, actually, older version of Git. Nowadays, it's coming with a main. Okay. So both are correct. So same way. Actually, you know what? You are not knowing, but actually, when you work in one directory, you by default, there is one workspace Git, Terraform created, and that's called default. That's the default. Now, you know what is the meaning of that asterisk? That means you are working in that particular workspace. That means knowingly or unknowingly, from last 3 days, no matter whether you created first day, second day, or third day with the modules, actually you were working in the workspace. One workspace, default workspace, where the state file was creating, it was creating in the same folder, and you access that state file as well. Now the question is, okay, I understood that by default we are working with the workspace, and workspace store the state file which is here. You can see that state file tf state somewhere in between here, terraform tf state. So I was able to see that. Okay, so fine. Now I'll do one thing. I will create a new workspace. Okay, I will create a new workspace. So can we do that? So for that, I will say new. I'm not, I don't remember the command. I'm stealing from here. New. Now, what is the workspace? This one, I'll call it name dev. Okay. See that? Please read this. Created also and switches also. See here. Now, if I do the list, enter. Now I got the two workspace. I'll create one more. Dev done QA. Okay. So one more. 3. Now I am working right now in the QA workspace. Asterisk sign is there. Now I feel like I should go back to different workspace. Which one? So I should go for default. So I'll go for default. I selected default, switch to the default. See that? Switch to the default. I want to go back to the dev. Dev. Switch to dev. And here list. So now what I am trying to tell you here, yes, workspace is unknowingly you are working with the workspace just like that you are having root module, you are working for it. So state file for the default is in the same directory, but the dev and QA we have not answered. But one thing is clear for us by now, like we can create a workspace and then we can select the workspace, whichever workspace I wanted to work with. Are you comfortable, all of you? So far? Hello? Yes. Okay, now the question is, how do I see that different workspace and different state file? So let's work with the non-default one. So for time being, I'll go and see workspace, select, and dev. Remember, this is the dev workspace. Okay. Now I'll do the Terraform. Same code, guys. Remember, and I'll validate also because I want to show you. See here, list. I'm in a dev. You see the asterisk sign in the dev. So now I'll go Terraform and plan The command and all, you know that that's not a big deal which we have, so that you know that. So I just do the plan. It's a small code, it will take a little less time. What is this problem? The problem is okay. The problem is uh,
Rajesh, can you ls? Let's see, is there any files created the
just a second, I'll show you this. The problem is this AWS and Azure both key got changed. So I changed the code, but I did not modify that file. So let me do that. Go to the first, open up this file, and done. AWS resources, I'll remove it from the AWS directory because I don't want to go to AWS and do that. So done. Now I fix that problem and clear the screen. Plan. Okay. So now you see here 2 resources to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. Let me do the apply. Enter. I should have changed the group name actually. I mean resource group name. It's okay. We'll have an state file anyways will get created. Remember, I'm working with the dev workspace. Same code. I repeat, same code. So now GitHub is created. Okay. Azure is having some problem. No. GitHub is not created. GitHub is a problem. So what has happened? My token got changed. So I have to change this token, or I have to remove the GitHub code. So rather, I'll just create a token. Demo. Okay. So done. And now do the apply. Yes. So last time 2 1. So one resource is already. So remember that workspace was dev. I'll show you this just for confirmation. Dev. Now the question is, where is the state file for this workspace? So I will manually go and check that. So do you think that this file is got a state file? Look at this when it got modified. It got modified 356. Right now it's a 420. So it's got modified little older. That means not the state file which got happened. So where is this state file? Can you see this directory, guys? All of you is got created. All of you. Hello. Can you see the dev? All of you. Can you see this state file? And you look at the time 420. It's just now it got updated. Understood? So now this state file is here for the dev environment workspace. QA will be here, which I did not run it, and the default will be here. So that means, look at the beauty. One workspace, one code, you can literally change the workspace default. See here. I change this. Terraform show. See here. This is no resources because I did not run in the default. But if I see dev and Terraform show, 2 resources, it should be there. One resource group and one GitHub. See you. So this is the GitHub and this is the resource group. So now, did you understand the use of Workspace, all of you? Did you understand that?
Yeah, by default, it was running in the default, right?
Default, that's correct. By default, you were not knowing, but we were having Workspace, which is called default. So now the question is, how do I delete this Workspace? So if you want to delete that, see, I showed you new, I showed you list, I showed you show, I showed you select. Now I am going to delete this. So delete QA. And QA, I have not used it today, so I deleted it. So this is how you can work. So guys, let me ask you, have you understand the concept of Workspace, all of you?
Yeah,
All of
I
you?
mean,
Yes,
concept I understood, Rajesh.
Mm.
But let's say if I want to modify a few resources for dev environment, so I will make the changes in the actual files, right? Which is in root directories and some models, all those places,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But while running only, I should be careful and run on the dev module or which particular, sorry,
Not module, dev module. Dev Workspace.
workspace. So I need
Yeah.
to be very careful which workspace I'm running.
Correct. Yes, sir. By default, it's a default. So you have to be very careful so that there's a command for that, right? So you can check that and accordingly you can run it.
Right. By default is a default, but why it was not coming under default? It was showing nothing is there.
Nothing was there because I did not run that because I deleted that after the demo. No?
Oh,
Show
you
file was
deleted it.
empty. Show file was empty.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So like that.
We are maintaining just one port,
Yeah.
but workspace will be different. Okay.
Yeah. State file will be different. So you can apply, destroy each individual environment without changing your code base. Now, let's say if you don't like Workspace, then what you'll do? You will use multiple directory. But the drawbacks for the multiple directories are if you modify the code one file, then you have to replicate the code in other directories. Got it? All of you?
Rajesh, Shubhranshu here. Can you
Yeah.
please once again show the apply part in Workspace? That comment,
What is that?
apply comment.
Apply command. This one, right? What is the confusion?
No, here means in workspace, you just means you need to go to that workspace and then you need to run that apply, right?
Yeah, you were by default in the some workspace. By default, it was in the default workspace. But I selected, hey, I want to work with a dev workspace. So I first created a workspace, then select that workspace, and then run apply. So that means I run apply for the dev workspace, the same code. But if you want to do for the default, go and select the default.
Okay,
And yeah, and default. And select the default. Now apply. So 2 times you'll run to the two workspace. See here, right now in default. Understood?
okay, understood.
So remember that. Again, I'm creating a summary of this discussion. Workspace is a concept. Using that, you can run the same code, same directory, but managing the different state file for as per the different environment. So this way, it will help you. Okay, so now whatever I have shown you, I have creating this tutorial and all the commands also you have in this. Okay, somewhere below side you have all the commands. Whatever I did that, you're going to check this out and
Well,
create your workspace.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone. If you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc., kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.